And I have to tell you, John. So you and I had spoke on Friday. I wanted to kind of get the scoop on what was happening. And here in Connecticut, I actually challenged our governor because you had told me you didn't think he was going to resign. So I challenged our governor to not only call for his resignation, but if he failed to resign, to do the travel ban. The thing that Democrats were doing to try to make some point against Mike Pence. I don't know if you remember that or not. But what I find so fascinating here in Connecticut, and I'd be curious your opinion of this, the Democrats here are actually defending your governor. If you look at Ned Lamont's tweet, and we're going to be sending a graphic out about it, but it was this milquetoast thing like he should really take in consideration and take into stock if he can be an effective leader. But there was no call for him to resign. There was no outrage over this photo, and just from your perspective, being in Virginia and seeing what's happened with Democrats in Virginia, what would you say to these Democrats here in Connecticut?
Well, there were two layers of this. The first layer was everybody and their brother saying you got to get out of the governor's mansion, resign now, except for our senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine. And then after Northam held his press conference on Saturday, which was an utter disaster.
Yeah, for those that haven't watched it, I strongly encourage.
I oftentimes am very critical of the White House and their ability to crisis management. This is the worst crisis management I've ever seen. It's not really, I hate analyzing this from a political perspective because it's so horrifically racist. And, every, fiber in my being despises what Ralph Northam did with this disgusting display. But
right, there's no misinterpretation, right? That's what I keep trying to explain to people. There's no misinterpretation. If someone says something or confusing something, you can argue what the intent was. And there is no way to delineate what this was racist. And I think that's where what makes me laugh when you're fighting with the Democrats on particularly in my state about how they're defending this guy. I just can't believe it.
Right. Well, and so if your governor is really seriously not calling for his resignation, he's one of maybe two people, the governor's wife included, that haven't called on him to resign. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I may just have to quote you on that, John. You may be in a tweet.
Well, it is unbelievable that we are where we are. It's just an embarrassment for our state. We need to expect more from our leaders, and I don't know how we got to this place, other than the fact that Ralph Northam believes that it's okay to appear in blackface or in a KKK robe, and that's unfortunately where we're at.